If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. In a world where people buy and sell pretty much everything, this is probably the equivalent of buying and selling people's boogers, because I think that actually has more worth than this. But get a load of what is being sold on eBay. Burnt remains of the house where occultist Aleister Crowley practiced black magic. And it's being sold for 20 pounds a bag. People are buying this. Burnt remains from the house that burnt to the ground, thankfully, where Aleister Crowley used to perform black magic rituals, where he performed rituals that includes him and other women with children, that included him getting down and dirty with animals. And people want these charred remains for what? So they could do some satanic rituals and summon this freak? I mean, this is the stuff that happens. You know how they keep his name alive? Stupid shows like whatever that Angel show is that I covered, Dark Angel, I think it's called, with Parsons and him. And they continue to promote him in music videos, on t-shirts. You see the Jonas Brothers wearing it, Jay-Z wearing it, right? So then other generations, ooh, Aleister Crowley, didn't Jimmy Page live there? Ooh, and he did all sorts of magic rituals. Yeah, magic rituals that involved abusing children and animals. Are you kidding me? And people want the charred remains? I mean, do people want the remains so that they could use it as, take a dump on it? I don't know. They're going to put it on their shelves in their home? Absolutely insane what a sick world this is. It says the property was recently bought, and they had plans in motion to turn it into a wellness retreat for locals and followers of Aleister Crowley. And I covered that. They were going to actually turn this house into some type of a museum or shrine for him. And if you saw the inside, you can only imagine what it smelled like in there. But you got to be pretty sick to even want to visit this place, let alone have the ashes, the burnt ashes in your home and pay money for it on eBay. Who's the sicko that's selling this? I guess the people who bought the property, trying to make a buck somehow. Crowley bought the house in 1900 and conducted various black magic rituals at the property, including 6-month-long experiments to raise his guardian angel. Now, as the foundation strives to raise more money to restore the fire-stricken building, bags of fire-damaged remains of the house, which Crowley followers consider to be a holy place, are being sold on online auctions on eBay. For 20 euros, or 20 pounds, a bag of up to 100 grams of charred remains can be purchased. For 35 pounds, a piece of stone from the building is available, with both items sold together for 50 pounds. All purchases come with a certificate of authenticity. Oh, that's who's the one who's authentic, oh my gosh. It's like, when you buy a autographed baseball, you get a certificate of authenticity. So you're getting a certificate of authenticity of the burned char remains. Shouldn't they talk all about mental evaluations in this world, and they think people like me and you are the ones who need mental evaluations because we believe in government conspiracies. How about the people who want the burnt remains of this guy's house where he performed these rituals on animals and children? It's estimated that it will cost at least 700 pounds to fully restore the building, which was also once owned by Led Zeppelin's Jimmy Page. A crowdfunding campaign has so far generated more than 22,000 pounds to help bring the property, which was built in the 1760s back into use. Can you imagine what a waste of money £22,000 to restore a house which was known for child abuse, black magic rituals, animal sacrifice, bestiality, you name it, in this place, in this dump hole. Sodomy, of course. Oh, man. A statement of their foundation's website said it wanted to preserve the historical legacy and heritage of the estate for the greater benefit of the public. This is like saying finding the world's worst child abuser in America, right? Like this is like going to Gacy, the clown, right? Gacy, John Wayne Gacy. And, his house burnt, say his house was burnt to the ground, and saying, we need to restore it. It's a historical site. And people would there would probably be riots. Because people would go, what? But because it's Aleister Crowley and Jimmy Page bought the house and Jay-Z supports him and he's on the album cover for the Beatles. Oh, right? Oh. I mean, in his own words, he talks about his black magic rituals, the strongest form of magic being that of a young child being used and ritually sacrificed. But that's cool. That's okay, right? Why? Because, he's saying that, but he never really did it. Please. These people they get away with whatever they want in this world. This is Satan's world. And all these people in power, they just turn a blind eye to this stuff because they want in. They're involved in this stuff. It said that Crowley's experiment to raise his guardian angel was not properly completed, with the spirits raised, never fully banished, leading to a number of unexplained events at the home and around the town. Boy. I mean, I like to say you think you've seen it all. It's just like every day something like this is popping up, right? Like, what are people buying and selling? Like, are they buying and selling clothes? I mean, no. They're buying and selling the ashes of a well-known Satanist who openly talked about sacrificing young boys. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. We shouldn't be tracking the people who buy the ashes, should we? And examining them and seeing who are these people and what are they all about? Oh, they're historians? Is that what they're going to tell us? Oh, they really wanted the ashes because Jimmy Page, who plays a guitar, who cares, lived there. Why do you think Jimmy Page bought the house? Boy. Well, I mean, couldn't be more thankful that this place burned to the ground. I think that's some of the, probably, some of the best news we've heard in decades. Divine intervention, I would call it. Not the other thing, bagel lightning, which clearly it couldn't have been bagel lightning because nobody was collecting on it because they have to do a fundraiser where they're making £22,000 so far. People are literally donating to this to have this house restored. I'm trying to think in America, like what would be like the most disgusting, vile home of somebody, right? And I mean, I think at Gacy because all the bodies that were in the crawl space. I mean, what about like an insane asylum where torture and all this stuff occurred? And they want to build it back up because it's a historical site. It's laughable. This world is laughable. And nobody questions it and says anything like, hey, did you know what he stood for? Do you know what he was about? Is it even legal to buy and sell ashes? Right? I mean, but it comes with a certificate of authenticity. As Aleister signed it himself. I mean, boy, you want to talk about a fallen world, folks? We're living in it. We really are. I want to thank you guys for listening to today's show. I want to remind you, please check out my website at callfornuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. Videos are over there, forum, live chat, direct messaging. You can interact with each other. It's really helpful for me and for other people because you can show people stuff that's going on in your town, in your lives. You could talk, make friends with people, interact with people. There's prayer requests and things like that. There's places that, forums on there where you could fellowship if you have questions, biblical questions, where people will fellowship with you. That alone to me is worth having, the website. And obviously if something ever happens on YouTube, you know where you can find me. And again, I want to thank the people who are patrons to this channel, who support through Patreon. Please consider becoming a patron if you haven't already. It really helps this channel go a long way. It seems like every month, most of us who have Patreon accounts lose a lot of patrons towards the end of the month. People sign up and then they quit. It's kind of frustrating in a sense. Hopefully people will stick around and realize that it really does help this channel go a long way and helps me produce as much content as possible. So please consider doing so if you haven't. And again, you can check out Teespring store if that's another way you can contribute to the channel. There's shirts and things out there that help get the word out about this channel, almost like guerrilla marketing, so people could, bumper stickers, that kind of stuff. You can check out the channel and hopefully wake up. So thank you all again for being here. Appreciate it. Let's see what, hopefully nobody's buying and selling their boogers on eBay, but you might as well. Might make a profit if people are buying this feces, the dirt that Lord only knows what's in that dirt. People are paying 50 pounds for it. Holy moly. I thank you again for listening. God bless all of you and your families.